It's the little things that make a movie. Let's see what makes this movie in my review today of HBO Max's new The Little Things. So I hope you like my little intro joke there. The little things that make a movie. If you've seen the movie, you know that little gag. I'll probably throw in the trailer there where he says it. But of course,
it's the little things that rip you apart. It's the little things that get you caught.
HBO Max just dropped The Little Things. It's a detective thriller. Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto. And let's dive into my thoughts. Off the bat, Denzel Washington is fantastic. He is known for giving everything his all. Every role of his, he really makes it his own. And he's very passionate about acting, and he's sort of known for that. But this is no exception. Even in an awful film, I'm not saying this is awful, but even in an awful film, he is willing to put in the effort. And Rami and Jared are, they both have shown that they can be excellent, and I just don't think they reached that level here. I think they're both okay at best. They each definitely have their moments, but in general, pretty evenly consistently meh. The main thing in this film that gets me is I noticed multiple times that there was drawn out, boring sequences. I can name at least a few off the top of my head. I'd prefer if you watch the movie and find it out. I think it's pretty easy to identify. So I'm assuming it was an artistic choice, not one that I respect, because it was boring. I got taken out of the movie. I was not interested in the premise, and it gave the score time to shine, which again, I think I'll talk about next, but bad choice. Don't have drawn out boring sequences that no one wants to watch, because no one wants to watch them for a reason. So again, the score I just mentioned, it's a great score, it really is, and you notice it. I think pretty much everyone will notice it when watching, and it's pretty haunting. A little inconsistent, if I do say, just a little, some sort of techno electric sort of electro sort of vibe, but also typical serial killer type score. The dialogue, I think this film probably prides itself on its script because whole scenes are carried by it, but the dialogue is super inconsistent. If I could just use one word to describe this film, it'd probably be inconsistent. But there are some moments of very witty dialogue that are clever and that just make you I'm like, damn, glad I caught that, fascinating. And then there's some that just do not land at all, whether it be timing or just, the wrong person saying it, or it's just a wrong, it's, why say that? Why put that? And my favorite line of the film was when Denzel says to Jared Leto, your dick is as hard as Chinese arithmetic. Somebody actually wrote that into the script. And you should watch it. It's unintentionally, it's meant to be a serious moment, but come on, seriously? There are just quick moments throughout the film meant to just shock you and catch you off guard. There are moments where we'll go from extremely dark to extremely light, or just a really loud sound playing in a tense moment. They're cheap gags. These are horror movie tricks, cheap horror movie tricks, and don't respect it. Not a cool technique. Maybe once or twice. It's a running thing, and that's just not something I'm a fan of. Another thing that I was just, again, the little things that make a movie, and something I noticed in this was just the lighting. The lighting is obviously intentionally dark in many scenes, but it really just seemed more lazy because, you can barely see them at times. The whole facial expression idea, it's not working. And it's, again, the whole thing about being taken out of the movie. I need to be able to see Denzel's expression. I'm watching this movie for Denzel, for Rami Malek, for Jared Leto. I want to be able to see these guys and the way they act. And it's when it's just ridiculously dark, again, so that they can eventually just transition to light and make you go, avert your eyes. It's, not, sorry lighting guys. I doubt you're watching this, but the first hour, I'm on, film Twitter and whatnot, and I see people generally unhappy with this film, but the first hour I was like, okay, this is solid. I think people are giving it a bad rap, but it does lose pretty much all of its build up after the first half. You get bored, and any excitement from the mystery of it is lost, and there's just nothing interesting about it. It's just and it's still solid, I suppose. It's not bad after that, but it's boring, And the one thing that I've seen a million people mention, and they keep mentioning it because it's 100% true, is the finale is ripped straight out of Seven, straight out of it. And apparently it was written before, which is, Maybe it was rewrites, but it really is. The villain takes the guy to some abandoned desert place, has him do a little task, and then in the end, the hero loses control, kills the bad guy, which is, what he wanted. And, it's straight out of Seven, but worse. I mean, if you're going to watch a detective movie, watch Seven. But I will say that I did sort of enjoy the little ambiguous twist at the end. It's a bit, and it's sort of a stereotypical, maybe just an M. Night Shyamalan sort of thing. But the fact that this whole time they were searching this guy that was so stereotypically serial killer-like and creepy, and definitely not a good dude regardless, but he might not have killed these women. And the whole idea that, all of that work when they thought they had their guy, could have all been for nothing. But again, I think it's all of the other arcs are not done well, because Rami Malek transforming into Denzel, into, what's his name? Jimmy transitioning into Deacon, sort of their personalities intertwining, not portrayed well. Deacon's whole past being the serial killer thing and relating to it, not done well. They throw the scene in, a little spoiler, big spoiler, but Deacon kills one of the girls that, everyone suspected, and the police cover it up. You find that out in the end. Totally out of nowhere, pretty ridiculous, and didn't change anything, didn't put anything new into perspective, to be honest with you, and didn't need to be added. And I would just say, lastly, that, again, I do not think it was bad. I probably think more favorably of it than many people I've seen express their opinions. People seem to hate this one, but there really is no reason to watch it again, especially when you have a film like Seven, which is excellent. If you haven't seen Seven, watch it. But I don't think I'll be ever watching The Little Things again, because there's no reason to. It doesn't do anything better. It barely does anything differently. And in my book, that's not worth a rewatch. So in conclusion, it's the little things that make this movie. I already made that joke, but if you might be surprised after hearing everything I said, but I still think I'm going to give it a B, a low B, albeit, but I don't judge for those. So it fits in the B tier. It is my least favorite film of 2021 so far, but again, we've only seen 3, and the fact that 2021 has given us 2 A's and a B so far is pretty impressive. So maybe it's still looking up. Maybe Malcolm and Marie, which I'm watching next week, will save it. But The Little Things is going to be a B, and I have reserved the right to change that at any time I want to, the more I think about the film. Anyways, that's my thought on the film. If you have watched it, go ahead, comment down below. If you plan on watching it and you haven't seen Seven, don't do that. Watch Seven first, and then maybe watch The Little Things if you still want to. But, tell me about Seven too, down in the comments. I love hearing people talk about Seven. I love hearing people talk about The Little Things. I love hearing people talk about movies. So, say whatever you want in the comments. I don't care. And I will see you in the next EDPC review. Take care.